It's going to be dangerous for sure for the mid lane and even the bottom lane. I mean, they do have a Caitlyn who has the or no, sorry, Vi is on the red team, so it's going to be a Draven who doesn't have really any escape, and his stand aside can't stop that vault break, or that it can stop the vault breaker, can't stop the assault and battery.
Yeah, that is painful. I do love playing Vi into those big hyper carries like a Draven or a Jinx, where I just know if I get on them, there's no way they're getting out, and you can dump enough damage as Vi even with just basically a brutalizer, where if they're half health, a good ulti plus a vault breaker and maybe a couple of excessive forces, you've pretty much killed them. And I mean, if you're a Meteos Vi and you're just going Trinity Force, brutalizer, you can kill some people pretty dang fast.
Yeah, we've determined that we really like Vi.
Yeah.
I think what's happening here, and he's actually going to be starting at his blue buff, which is pretty common, especially in solo queue, starting down in the bottom half of the map, because the top lane is usually going to be the easiest to gank heading up there, especially against someone like a Katarina. You might want to stop early. If you can hit him when the waves aren't coming in and she doesn't have a Shumpo target, it can be pretty solid.
Yep. Now, one thing I do have to say, I do like the team fight that's going to come out here from the blue side with the Katarina, Jarvan, Tibbers.
Oh, yeah.
Also, you're going to have Draven's, not spinning axes. What is his ultimate called?
Whirling Death.
Whirling Death, yeah. Whirling Death going to be running through that circle. And if they get everything to happen correctly, if things go right, which I think you say with every AoE comp, if everything goes correctly, it's a great team fight. Question is execution.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, they have a target in Caitlyn a bit, but it's going to be hard to lock down Zed because of his mobility and his untargetability in his ult, as well as Vi, who can, of course, be immune to CC when she's in that ult. And so it's going to be tricky, but I think, like you said, if they pull it off, they have a really good team fight, whereas the red team is much more about picking someone off solo. That's what Zed is about, that's what Vi is about, and that's something that Thresh really helps to accomplish as well.
Yep. Although I will say this, Jarvan, one of the few people that can tell Mundo where to go.
That's true. He doesn't have it. Like, it seems like that impassable terrain is completely passable by almost anything, but Mundo doesn't have a way to get through it unless he flashes.
Yeah, so who knows? Maybe they'll defensively use that. Just Jarvan jump on him at the start of the fight, flag and drag out, and then essentially you've taken out Mundo for however long that lasts.
5 seconds. You have a 5-second Mundo cage.
Oh no, unfortunately there is a Thresh.
Oh, Zerbeck, though, gets caught up there, and Thinkcard tries to flash after it, but doesn't quite have the auto attack. Zerbeck's going to be able to survive. Ryden7 could be in a rough spot. He actually catches in Moonyoung with the Descendants, but he doesn't pull him to turret range. Now Triton is exhausted up, has to flash away. Yami is coming in there. Yami does not have his flash. He used that before. He's trying to get in there to stand aside, going to most likely keep Triton safe. And no kills out of that entire fight.
Oh, that is why. Ryden is level 3, but he did not take a point in Lantern yet.
Oh, he went for the double flay.
In hindsight, if he had had the Lantern there, he could have Lanterned in Vi for what would have been actually an easy kill at that point. But Vault Breaker had to be used to catch up. It was not there to do damage. And, you know, hindsight is 20/20, but
yeah,
that would have been nice to have.
Yeah, that's definitely true. But the most important thing here in the bottom lane isn't going to be missing the first blood. It's going to be the 17 CS advantage to Caitlyn that she's accumulated here. Almost an entire 3 waves before she recalled, picking up that Vampiric Scepter and some potions. When you get that far ahead on Caitlyn early on, it's really going to be difficult for Draven to, you know, win that 1v1, try and get some kills up early for his League of Draven passive.
No, I agree. That is a great point. And also, we should also point out that is flash down on jungler, ADC, and support for both squads here. No one has a flash that will possibly in bottom lane, so expect both Jarvan and Vi to probably make return attempts down bottom before everyone's flashes are back up.
Yeah, it could be really dangerous here for the red team because Jarvan's early ganks are a little bit stronger than Vi's just because the majority of his knockup, or I guess of his crowd control comes from that flag and drag combo, which he can have by level 2. And if he uses that before Vi gets the Assault and Battery, I think that he's going to be a little bit more of an impact to this bottom lane, comboing that with Moonyoung's damage early on, as well as his stun. And Zerbeck has to be careful. He does have, of course, the barrier to soak up some damage and the net to get away, but I would expect to see Jarvan, coming around bottom like he is right now. Oh, Ryden7 has to be careful. ThinkCard goes in there for the knockup. Ryden7 is caught in a bad spot. The spinning axes come in, and that's going to be Triton with the very first blood. Yami comes in, doesn't want to go into the 2v3, though. He charged with the Vault Breaker, but thought otherwise.
Yeah, have to say, isn't it nice when you get to call it like that? And I think right there we saw... I know my camera directs to it. I don't know if the camera on stream did. But California Trolls went hard onto art style there.
Yeah, but he did a decent amount of damage here. Katarina can also limit art style's healing, but he just doesn't have the damage yet to take him 100-0, and I'm not sure he will. Oh, Zerbeck caught out with the stand aside. There's spinning axes. He does net away, and he should be able to escape from this one, but it gets pretty close down there in the bottom lane.
Right, but this is one of the things. For Mundo to make sure that he's not going to be bursted out by Katarina right now, he's going to have to invest in that magic resist. Now, that doesn't seem bad, but it actually limits Mundo's damage potential when he has to invest in magic resist instead of going for that quick sunfire. When he has that quick sunfire, he becomes a much more potent split pusher. And see, California Trolls here...
Goes right in there, but he's actually taking a lot of damage in return from that Burning Agony, and California Trolls is in a pretty rough spot. Artstyle has a lot of help from that Sadism ultimate, and California Trolls is just trying to keep those cleavers off him, but he's going to fall here, running into the turret for the... Oh, wow. Yeah, there we go. Artstyle finally finds the kill. I thought that was mixed around, and he was suiciding into the enemy turret, but he almost retreated to his own.
Yeah. Nope, he almost got away there, and...
So close.
So close. The question is going to be who is actually going to have a bigger influence on these team fights, because both of them have teleport. And actually, it's kind of funny. California Trolls, if he had Ignite there, might have won.
Ooh, Sonata, if any, does have an Ignite, no, he has a barrier, but he's not going to need it as he finishes off Artstyle with a well-placed Javelin, and a solid roam going to put up another kill on the board for the blue team.
Yeah, but here comes Yemi. Yemi wants this kill.
Oh, yeah, he sweeped for the wards. He has the red buff. He's going to find him. No, can't quite get on the slow, and Zed wasn't close enough to follow up.
Ooh.
Yeah, so Netta has to be careful that he doesn't play too far forward in the 1v2.
Yeah, I have to say, like, this has to be on Yami's mind that he does not have a kill yet. He is sitting on his ulti, which you can't do on Vi. It used to be like how we thought of Twisted Fate, where your first ultimate is your most important, and he has not been able to use it effectively yet.
Yeah, at least he hasn't, completely wasted it. Now we're going to see him use it right there in the middle lane with the Assault and Battery and the Death Mark going in on Sene, if any. He's most certainly going to die to the proc here, and there it is, popping him down. California Trolls tries to get in here to return a kill for his team. The ultimate goes down, but Lava just doesn't take enough damage there, and he's going to be able to recall here safely.
Yeah, very
or
good.
Maybe not quite so safely as ThinkCard comes in. Let's see if California Controls can keep them around long enough for ThinkCard to move in. He goes in, gets the knockup onto Lava. That's going to be the Shunpo in for the Sinister Steel, picking up the kill. And ThinkCard being in the right place at the right time.
Ooh, man, big damage out there in bottom lane.
Oh, wow, Ryden7 falling low. Zerbeck as well. Very low on the side. There is the stun from this Disintegrate. Triton tries to flash in. There's a Descendants locking up Triton. The turret is actually focusing onto Tibbers, and Triton's going to be able to find one kill, the double kill, and the turret isn't on him for long enough. And that is a huge amount of gold here for Triton.
Yeah, that is going to be a scary Draven now. And that was actually all set up by a Tibbers engage there by Annie. Annie just said, you know what? I've got all this damage. Oh, and May.
Oh, Yami tries to come in here to steal it away, but ThinkCard gets the smite and the kill, locking up Vi in the cask until she can respawn, and that's a pretty bad spot for Vi to get herself into, trying to go for the blind steal.
Yeah, they were she was hoping that she could come in and get the damage. Jarvan, actually not that quick of a dragon taker, and he doesn't have a big amount of burst damage to take it out at the end. So it's not like a Nunu consume or a Cho'Gath ulti where they're just going to, you know, take a huge chunk out of it right at the end. So it's not a bad idea to try and steal with Vi, because Vault Breaker is a large amount of burst damage that most people don't really account for in the steal, and it closes a lot of distance to get you in range for Smite, but just too late there, did not get it. And that's going to cost him now, because that is Yammy's first death. But all in all, they are behind across the map right now.
Right, definitely, with a 2,500 gold disadvantage at this point. Definitely putting them into a bit of a rough spot. I'm sure that Vi is going to be looking for a kill here soon. She did make that mid kill happen, but like you said, that's really not enough yet. California Shoals going in on the art style, throws down the ultimate. Art style can't break out of the ultimate, but doesn't really care. He's fine just taking that to the face with that Spectre's Cowl. He really has the magic resist he needs against this Katarina. Oh, something going down in the bottom lane, but right now it's looking a little bit convoluted. Snedifeni gets caught in with the Descent, and there's the box as well. The slow goes down there. Is the Assault and Battery in onto a Miami now, dueling within there, gets out of it with the Vault Breaker. Thinkcard turns it back around, and with that knockup, he does manage to take the kill. Triton trying to find it on, but Zerbeck grabs it with the Piltover Peacemaker. Now Thinkcard could be caught in a rough spot. He's going to be able to walk around the side here. No one has vision on him. He will escape, but can't say the same for two of his teammates.
Yeah, and Moonyoung here just...
Oh, Love. Going in there, he shadows away. And that Zed mobility going to put his... What kill is that? His second on the board.
Yeah, second kill on the board. He actually has a CS advantage. I was a little too quick when I said that they had advantages all over the board. Zed actually has a pretty solid CS lead right now. He's up by 20. And that is his second kill. So he's starting to get to that dangerous phase here. I'll be interested to see what he is going to put the Vampiric Scepter into. I assume that's just going to be a Blade of the Rune King.
Yeah,
I
agree.
Just has to be at this point.
Yeah, and I mean, that's a very typical Zed item for the burst, because you get the active plus the 40% from the death mark.
Right.
Right now, Love is actually falling pretty low in the middle lane too. Snedifeni, who has that heal to sustain, and it's actually forcing Yami to just come in here and hold the lane. It'll be nice to get some farm up, but like you said, we really need to see Vi going and making those plays happen. Ooh, Thresh coming around, Ryden7 moving in onto Snedifeni, and actually, Snedifeni's going to die. This is a perfect timing for Ryden7. He's going to wind up that Descendants, but Snedifeni can get away just in time.
Yeah, that was just short, and Assault and Battery has a little bit left in its...
so close.
Yeah, so just right timing there for the little bit of harass that came out from Snedifeni, and Ryden7 tried to come on the gank there. He knew that they were very pushed, but he didn't think that there was going to be a dive from down bottom. So, took a chance when he could, didn't work out, but this tower is getting very low.
Yeah, in the bottom lane, Zerbeck and Ryden are doing their best to defend it. At least Zerbeck has the CS advantage, which is really what you need on a Caitlyn to be able to hold your own in the mid game. He doesn't quite have that Bloodthirster yet, which looks like what he's going for. He could, of course, opt into an Infinity Edge, but it would take a bit longer to build up. He's going to have a hard time competing against a Draven who's already finished his Bloodthirster, is already stacking it up. Ooh, Yami and Arstyle moving in on the California Trolls up in the top lane. California Trolls flashes away to get out of range of the Assault and Battery.
Yeah, that was a good move by California Trolls. She was just a little too far out. They didn't really have the ward there to spot out Yami, which I think right now, if you are blue team, you have to keep wards on all of your jungle entrances, because we know Vi's there. Right now, you probably know that she has ulti up, so you know the gank is ready to happen, so you just have to be very careful with your movements right now.
Oh, yeah.
Your position will really determine if you're going to get ganked or not.
I think no matter what California Troll's position is here, he's going to get ganked as Yami comes right in there with the Vault Breaker, gets the knockback. He isn't going to be able to find range. No, there it is. Finally getting the Assault and Battery, taking out Katarina in the top lane. And but losing a turret in the bottom in return.
Yeah, I think what the blue team read here.
Oh, the flash shivers onto Zerbeck. The stand aside. Zerbeck flashes it, but gets dunked down, caught on the very edge of that Cataclysm, and that will be another kill on the board here for Triton.
Yeah, that's going to be another kill to Draven, and another notch in the belt here for Thinkard. Thinkard has done a pretty solid job here on Jarvan.
Oh, Yami coming in. This could be the fight. Yami's going to get taken down solo and finally falls. The teleport comes in, though, from Katarina, who goes in there for the Sinister Seal, gets a double kill. Katarina with a nice play out of that is going to allow her team to continue pushing on here onto the turret. They're going to take out their first inhibitor turret. Ace in the hole comes through, but Moonyoung gets in there to block it up. And the blue team will look to fall off of this with some low health bars. They're going to retreat back to their base, be able to buy up.
Yeah, wow, I have to say, especially for Season 4, this is a very quick inhibitor turret. 16 minutes, gracious. So a lot of things going right there. They're getting the fights that they want. And I have to say, Moonyoung has been a great initiator so far. He has really come up with some clutch tippers to catch people out. Right there, he caught Zerbeck, who is not ready to disengage fast enough. And even with 90 caliber net and flash, he was not able to escape the Cataclysm. Oh, Ryden7.
Oh, in a bad spot. Moonyoung and Triton moving on to him. There's no way he's going to... Oh, unless he can... No. There's no way he's surviving that one. Artstyle trying to go in, though. He's going to 1v2 this. The Burning Agony is sticking down to Triton. He has his auto attacks and the cleavers there. I'm not sure Moonyoung can stun him up in time. Triton's going to go down there. Artstyle's going to move on to Moonyoung. He has this red buff now. Zerbeck's coming from the side, too. Going to grab up the kill with the Piltover Peacemaker.
Well, that was a nice pickup there. I don't think that they were quite expecting it to happen. Ryden7 was kind of walking through. I think he was trying to make sure that they could take Dragon easily. And just in his warding, he's like, oh, hey, I found Annie Draven. And Artstyle's like, really? That's fantastic.
Yeah.
You take a little bit of the damage and then I'll come in and clean it up. Does that sound...
I think it was a little more like, oh, shoot. Sonata Effendi steals away the blue buff with a javelin. But I would say it was a little more like Ryden was like, oh shoot, I'm caught, and Artstyle's like, oh, I'm coming, and grabs the lantern over, is able to turn it around, and that's the strength of Mundo coming in here to the mid game, into the late game. He's now going to go for Randuin's Omen, and he's just a tanky monster, has the consistent damage from the Burning Agony, and like we saw, he 1v2'd there pretty solidly.
Yeah. Interesting note here with Vi. Vi actually went for the Elder Lizard start here. And it's Elder Lizard plus Moby Boots. So she is actually looking to deal more damage this game and be more of a mobile force for picks, rather than being a team fight synergy with a little bit more of a tanky edge. Usually I'm more of a fan of the Elder Golem, because I like that tenacity bonus, and then you get a whole slew of things that are just absolutely excellent for being an initiator and surviving a little bit in these fights. But this is going to be a damage start followed up by a Randuin's. So I think he wanted a little bit more out of the mid game than he's gotten so far, but let's see how he finishes out his build towards these late game.
Ooh, Artstyle finds California Trolls, who wards away, and in the mid lane, Yami goes in with his own battery. The ace in the hole comes across too for a nice bit of damage. Deathmark goes on to Triton, who flashes away, but Love flashes in return. Triton goes down there to the excessive force from Yami. Up in the top lane, Artstyle did finally continue on California Trolls with that red buff slow as well as the cleavers. And the fight continues on. Thinkard going into the 1 versus 4, trying to lock up Zerbeck, but he is able to net through the wall. Thinkard tries to flash over. The auto attack's going down. He finally gets the kill. Moonyoung comes in from the back, gets the kill with the auto attack, and that is Thinkard still alive. Yami looking for the kill there, but he's going to get knocked up, and the jump over from Thinkard will allow him to escape here with his life. Moonyoung dueling it up with Ryden. He doesn't want to walk into that box wall. Ryden catches him with a death sentence, but Moonyoung is able to claim the kill, especially with the help from the heal from Sonata Fanny. And overall, I have no idea how many kills were on each side. That was convoluted at best.
Okay, I think that was 3 kills for blue, 2 for red.
Okay.
Yeah, 2 for red. So, all in all, just a really kind of hectic... One team wanted the engage. Like, red tried so hard to get that engage on Sonata Fanny and Triton, and they got Triton. They never got Sonata Fanny. They ended up picking up California Trolls with Mundo. So that
Right.
wasn't even a part of that fight.
That was in the top lane.
That was Mundo being Mundo. So, all in all, if you want to count that mid-fight alone, it was actually a 3-for-1. So,
Right.
I think we're seeing the team... Without Mundo, I don't think that Red has a chance in these team fights. But with Mundo, they have a...
Oh.
Oh.
Katarina not going to be the best split pusher here as she gets taken low there, but turns it around onto Yemi, bursting him down quickly. With the rest of the blue team here, they're actually going to look to move on the art style next, and Nadefeni grabs the kill there with the Q, and I was expecting Katarina to go down there, but that was some huge damage onto Vi, who, like you were saying, went for that Spirit of the Elder Lizard start.
Yeah, the Randuin's is finished now, so now she is going more towards the tank role. I think she's realized that it's going to be necessary for her to survive a little bit more, especially with how strong Draven is right now. Draven, by the way, has picked up Last Whisper.
Ouch.
That is a scary
Oh, the flash tippers onto Zerbeck. The burst comes in from Moonyoung. He almost solos the AD carry, but with the ace and the hole coming back around, Zerbeck will claim the kill. Whirling Death comes across, but Love tanks it in time for it not to continue on. Ryden7 tries to get in there for the lockup, but has to flash out. Snedefendi comes in there trying to get the kill, turns on the Love and grabs that. The exhaust comes in from Ryden, but the flay-in is actually going to bring him close enough to finish it off. He finally does go down to Zerbeck. Think card ulting in there with the Cataclysm. Going to fall low to Zerbeck, but hold his own for quite some time. Yami falling down to California Trolls, who gets the resets, jumping in for the double kill. One kill going over to Triton there. And this is looking to not be the game, but at least an inhibitor for the blue team, if not two.
Yeah, this might actually be an inner turret here. So...
Yeah, the first Nexus turret going down.
Oh,
Alright, Ryden7 is up. He can't 1v1 Triton, but Love is coming. There's a flay backwards. He's going to try and stay in here onto Triton. He gets the Descendants and throws the box. Love is coming in. He gets it there, but Triton takes the kill. Does fall in return, though. Nice shutdown to Love.
I was actually a little bit afraid there that when Love came in with his ulti to do the damage, I was afraid that Draven was going to walk into the Thresh wall right at the end, and Ryden was going to end up with the kill. And you just have Love sitting there going like, how? How?
Oh, Moonyoung caught out by Yami here. There's a slow from the Randuins. Moonyoung turns it around on Yami. There's so much damage there. Nice taking down. The auto attack is going to get it. He solos the jungler in the 1v2. And California Trolls comes in here. There's a stun on the Art Styles. And California Trolls finishes him off. Moonyoung living through all of that with just a Deathfire's grasp. And that... Oh, Love caught out here by the slow, but turns around with the death mark on the California Trolls. He has the damage ticking down there. The surrender vote comes out, though.
You know what? I have to say, California Trolls, definite surprise of that game.
Oh, yeah.
Fantastic. Teleports on point. On freaking point.
Yeah, the fight would start to turn around for Red Team, and then suddenly there would just be the blue light. California Trolls would clean up, and that's how we ended up with 7-3-2 score.
And I mean, that's what you got to do with Katarina, is you kind of have to wait out the first wave of the storm.
Oh yeah.
You let the rest of your team absorb the CC, absorb all of the focus, and then it's almost like you have to be sort of a magician. You have to let other things distract the attention, and then that's when you make your move. And then suddenly the enemy team realizes that suddenly they don't have a watch, their wallet's gone, and who knows, maybe they're missing a belt or something.